Are we live? Are we live? Are we live? All right. Hey guys, thank you so much for being so patient with us. Look who do we have here? We have
Cheers.
the great, the mighty. Should I go more?
No,
All
no,
right.
no, no, control, control.
We have Vishnu Puthillath in our midst, and after a long wait. I know a lot of people. You guys have requested us to start a live. You have a lot of questions, but you don't want to take a big lot of consultations and go for big procedures, but just have one or two questions. This is your right time. We are here to just address all of the small queries. We have opened this spot just for you guys to ask us any questions, anything related to only Canadian immigration and nothing related to, like to cars or anything, just to Canadian immigration, and we will answer those questions for you. We're leaving it open, so in the comment section right there, you can just comment the questions. We will take our time, just look into those common questions, whatever questions that you guys are asking. We will try our best to give the best answer for you. Is that
I
true?
will try. I will try.
Yeah.
And trust me, this is my first time I'm being online. Not so friendly with the cameras, but he's the guy who made me to do this on a request of many of our can family member. And let's respect that and let's see what are the questions coming to us. And let's hope I'm gonna explain as much as clear as possible to give you a better understanding about the immigration. And let's make the immigration the most simplest thing ever you have dealt with. Yes, Evan.
All right, perfect, Vishnu. Let's start it off. And once again, I'm just reminding you guys, once again, before we start, just ask your questions in the chat. We will take our time to read through it. We will see if there is anything. And if you have any of your friends who need answers to any of the immigration questions, you can just share this link right now. You can find it right under the description. You can share the link, send it to your friends, ask them to join, so even they can also get educated, be a part of this live session as well. All right, let's go. Let's begin. So Vishnu, we have our first person. His name is Anup. He has asked us one question. So if he takes 1 year masters in data science in Memorial University at Newfoundland, is he eligible for a PNP program, and can you tell more about the different PR possibilities?
Yes. So now the PNP is a provincial nomination program. It's different for every province. Taking a master's program, especially in a province like it's a Newfoundland. Yeah, Newfoundland. There are the wide varieties of PNP the person can qualify. So, for example, the international student stream, there is a skilled worker. Depending upon the jobs the person will get, we can able to navigate through that. Also, express entry PNP stream. So these are the few of the PNPs which are very general, very common, which depends totally upon if you studied there and if you have a job there. If I know more about his background, I would have specified that, especially what are the eligibilities. Also, Anup can easily able to qualify to get a PR through that particular province. But keep in mind, keep always the PNP as a second option. Let me tell you the reason for that. PR is a wide path where if you're looking into how fast we wanted to get a PR or the most easiest way, express entry would be the one of the most recommended paths, because when we are looking into a express entry, there you don't need to depend upon the province or the employer. Yes, it can be a little bit difficult because of the current scenario where the CRS point is going very high. But keep in mind, if you're coming here to study masters, you anyhow gonna get a 3 years of work permit. You will be qualified into international student stream. You may get easily into the express entry if you have a relevant work experience. So to specifically to Anup, if you are watching this, please, please, please try to get express entry as your first option and keep the PNP as a second option, because PNP can take longer time to get a PR, but if you don't meet a proper CRS point, then definitely the PNP would be the one of the promising way to get a PR. I hope I able to answer your doubts.
All right, okay. Talking about doing masters, so I have heard a lot of people say that when you're doing West, for masters, some people get it as a master's equivalency for 2 years, and some people get it like for as a bachelor's. Do you know the reason why that happens?
Yes, so when we do an education evaluation, so it depends upon which credential evaluation we are going through, like WES, IQS, or ICAs. Most of the time, the WES equivalency don't come as a master's when someone do MBA, because in India or in a back home, if you are looking into, There are MBAs which are not technically a master's. It's just online short course where it can be just for 8 to 12 months of the program. So those programs definitely not gonna come equivalent as a master's. But if someone do a engineering and now do a master's in engineering, definitely the West will recognize them as a master's only.
All right. Okay. And do you think West can vary with different universities? Like in a sense, if we do it in a good university or professional university, and if we do it like outside somewhere, like if I say back in India, like it's not like a well-known university. Do you think that can vary with the equivalency that we get?
Definitely. The most common example is MBA, Masters in Business Administration. So University of Manipal. I have seen few of the clients who studied from there, did a long distance masters like MBA from there, and unfortunately when they do West, it doesn't come as a masters.
Okay.
But on the contrast, when we are looking from the University of Kerala, University of Kerala, like Karnataka, University of Mumbai, when someone do a MBA, which is a full-time 2-year program, that usually easily get a master's equivalency.
All right. Okay. All right. I hope Anup, Vishnu was able to answer your question. I know for all of you guys watching us, there's a lot of limitations for us to answer a lot of your questions. The reason being, we need to understand a lot more about your profile. If we knew much better, we could be able to give you like an exact pinpoint answer to that, right? Anyways, let's move on. So Saurabh, I think it's more of like a follow-up question. He asked, is MBA from India calculated as Masters in Express Entry?
It depends. So it depends upon when you do your WAS, IQS, ICS. So let me make it very clear. WS has a particular standard where some of the universities don't get a master's equivalency. Those, if you think that, okay, if the West is not going to give you a master's, you can opt for a IQS or ICS, which is a little bit easy evaluation kind of thing where you may able to get a master's, but no one can even tell you whether the particular course which you have did in back home will be having a master's or degree or other equivalency until unless you go through that. One of the simple trick which I would always recommend is do your research that if someone already did the WS, IQS or ICS to the same university in recent days. And if someone did it, you can ask them what is the equivalence they have got, and based upon that, you can able to start the process. But definitely the one of the thing which is required for the CRS point is the highest evaluation which you have studied back home. Masters, if you get 7 point extra. So keep in mind, if the 7 point difference doesn't make too much, you can even go with the degree itself. But if in case that 7 point is making huge difference and making your CRS point above 500, then surely you should look for other options to get the education credential evaluated.
Okay, let me just build a scenario here, Vishnu. So suppose, let's imagine a student who came from India, right? They did their bachelor's in back, if I say back in India or wherever they're from, and after here they came and did a master's like course or something. So when we calculate the CR score, do we calculate how we can segregate those courses as 2 or more courses and masters and everything? So when they do a master's over here, is it like counted as masters over there back when we count the whole profile, or is it do we just count it as masters only in Canada?
Okay, so now that's a big difference, that if someone doing a master's in Canada, then that individual is completely exempt from the education evaluation.
Okay.
The person don't even need to do the WAS, ICS, or IQS.
Okay.
The person can directly able to just put the application stating that the person did a master's inside Canada.
Okay.
And the highest qualification there when you calculate your CRS point will be master's as the highest qualification. Additionally, the person will get also 30 point extra, which is comparatively 15 points more than the 2-year or 1-year study in Canada. And the individual will be sitting around 135 plus 30 points, which makes around 165 point if someone is studying masters here.
Okay, that's actually a huge difference, isn't it?
Yes.
All right. So, what do you think? What's your recommendation, or what is one thing that you would recommend for the upcoming students who are coming to Canada?
Definitely, I would recommend to gain an experience. So yeah, it's a notion back home that okay, you study, then you need to focus on the study continuously, and then only you need to look for a job. But keep in mind, abroad countries are not like that. If you have an experience, that will help you in 3 ways in Canada. First, financially. A lot of people which I see, those students who are unemployed, the main common factor what I see is they don't have a back home experience. Second thing, having experience will not only get them just a regular job, but can also help them to get into a professional field.
Okay.
But third and most important from the immigration perspective is if someone have a 1 year of experience from back home before coming to Canada, the person get 26 points, which can go up to 30 points to 50 points if the person have up to 3 years of experience, which is a maximum foreign work experience an individual can contribute to express entry. So if any international student yet to come or already in Canada but they haven't shown an experience, definitely that's a brilliant way to get to make your PR faster, as well as get 50 points, which is equivalent to even LMI points, where most of the immigrants spend thousands and thousands of Canadian dollars.
Just to get the LMI.
Not recommended, guys.
Okay.
Don't spend your hard-earned money behind paid employment. Always try to look for genuine path, like showing an experience, working, taking some certifications, working in Canada, convincing your own employer, genuine employer, to support you for different pathways.
Okay. So I have one thing, Vishnu. There's a lot of parents. I'm pretty sure most of like these Indian parents and all, right? They would pressurize their sons and daughters. Like don't stay after grade 12. Just fly to like an outside country. Do your masters. Do your course outside of Canada. What's the one word of advice you would have to tell them?
There is no one word, man. Trust me, trust me. Those kids, the young kids who come after 12th year, I really feel their pain. Yes, I understand. From a parent's point of view, they wanted to see their young kids to be successful in very young age. But trust me, the stress that young mind goes is not something very easily able to explain over the words. Please, if parents are listening this, I would have a small request. If you wanted to send your kids after 12th, at least send them for a degree or doing a advanced diploma program where they will have a time to complete the program. They will have a co-op to understand the course. They will have time to understand what they are studying and practically implement those studies into finding a better job, rather than just taking 1 or 2 year program which truly speaking has no value. But if possible, if in any case if possible after 12, please try to do the degree. Complete your degree, have 1 to 2 years of experience, and then come to Canada, UK, US, Australia, New Zealand. Because if we see in general, those individuals or those international students are more successful who have an experience and who have a mature understanding.
Yeah.
But at the same time, when we are seeing as young students who are coming to Canada, have just high school, they have a lot of difficulties to get adjust with in Canada. And those are the mind which go in depression. And sad to see that those young minds in a very early age don't get proper guidance and they demotivated in their life. If possible, try to avoid that.
I mean, I can also see, how like they were so attached to their parents for the past 12, like so long, like till high school, and all of a sudden they just have to like move to a different country so far away, and they cannot even like be together with their parents. And yeah, I think one word I think I would just follow your one thing that you said that was actually standing out was like getting an experience, or like at least get to a stage where they can be on their own feet, because once Canada for you guys, if you're seeing from an international place, might look like a dreamland, but once you come here, and as a student, I can like give a test I can testify that once you come here, like it's completely different when you're away from your family and all. For the first couple of months, people go homesick, people go crazy, depressed and everything. So if you don't find your own society, people and everything, it gets really worse. So I mean, one thing what Vishnu said is stand on your own feet and maybe just get a couple of experiences or do your bachelor's and stuff like that, and get here after that, so that your immigration process will be easy and you don't have to like come here and struggle all on your own, right? Anyways, thank you, Vishnu, for that answer. And let's go to another question we have from Basil. So he asks, can I work as a store supervisor on a minimum pay or a little bit higher, and will I be eligible for OINP?
So now the OINP, Ontario Immigration Nomination Program, it's a it's a wide term which can be used, because under that there is totally 9 different streams are there. So if we are looking into one of the PNP, the normal PNP, which is a international student job offer stream, yes, you can get qualified with a minimum wage, but keep in mind that need to be as per the particular knock code. So if you are working as a supervisor, you need to Google, or you can even go to a job bank and you can need to search for a median wage for the supervisor in the particular community you are living. So as per the knock code in the particular city or the community where you are, you need to meet the minimum wage requirement as per that particular knock code. So for example, a knock code for the food service supervisor can be somewhere around $16.55 to $17, but for the IT professional that can be around $20.
Okay.
So again, international student stream, minimum wage is good, but that need to be as per the knock code. But that is not the case if we are going with some other PNPs. So for example, foreign worker in demand, you need to have a median wage. So once again, before you're opting for any certain PNPs, basal specifically for you, you should look into that, the eligibility requirement. So if you just Google, like whichever PNP you are looking for, Google about it, that international student job offer stream, you first go to the PNP stream page, click on that, you will see the eligibility criteria where it is a wage requirement is written. You click on the job bank link, you can able to identify as per your knock code what is the minimum wage there. I may need more information to find out the exact wage requirement which you are, but yes, you can also do it by yourself. Immigration is simple, guy. You can do it by yourself. Just Google it, median wage requirement for supervisor in particular community to identify that.
Okay, one thing I want to ask you, Vishnu, is there's a lot of people who say they're supervisor. Like, I think there's a lot of supervisor positions. Like, if it's like a overnight supervisor, day store supervisor, like a restaurant retail supervisor, restaurant supervisor, food and service supervisor. So, do you think we can categorize all these supervisors that are eligible for like express entry, or is there like any supervisor roles which are not eligible for like CEC or anything like that?
Okay, for when we are looking into express entry, any tier 0, 1 to 3 jobs are qualified.
Okay.
So it can be cook, it can be supervisor. Even in supervisor, if you are looking into, there are more than, I would say, if I'm just looking into it, I would say more than 27, 28 supervisors are there, which are different knock codes can fall under, depending upon which sector they are working, what are their duties, which field of area they are covering. So for example, the office supervisor, office manager may be different than the food service supervisor.
Okay.
That may be different than the factory shift supervisor. That may be different than the mechanic supervisor.
Okay.
So there are different knock codes which need to be identified based upon the knock code, based upon the duties, I would say. One thing which is most important, let me just clarify right now here, that is, knock code is not based upon your title. So you cannot just say that, okay, the supervisor or a food service supervisor, and you just Google that and you just find out that knock code. You need to always look into, as per the knock code, are you like doing at least 90 to 95% of the duties which you are performing?
Yeah.
Because those duties are putting you in the particular knock code, not just the title.
That's true. I think I was about it. That would be my follow-up question. You know, like suppose if I'm working at Walmart, can I work as a food supervisor and as a store supervisor, and just put up like a supervisor title in my experience letter, or like and apply for the CEC? Will I get a rejection if I do like change my roles and everything?
No, you can have a multiple role. So again, most of the students will be on a postgraduate open work permit. This is one sort of work permit where you can work in different knock code, different employer, different titles.
Okay.
So for example, if like you said now, a person working in a Walmart as a supervisor, maybe part-time, maybe only 20 hours. Now the person is working in somewhere in a restaurant also as a food service supervisor or just as a cook, for example.
Okay.
Now for express entry, you can combine both the experiences. So 20 hours from Walmart,
Okay.
20 hours from as a cook or a supervisor, food service supervisor.
Okay.
Combine both. You work for 1 year, you're working for more than 30 hours, you're qualified under CEC. That is express entry.
Okay.
But that is not the case for the PNP. PNP is very particular with which knock code you are working and which employer is supporting you.
All right.
You cannot able to change your knock codes with the PNP.
Just stay on the one that you.
Yes, the knock code need to be one. Yeah, you can change your employer before applying for a PNP, but once you apply for a PNP, technically you already gave your designation. You already said that you are working with an employer and your employer is supporting you for the PNP. So technically there is a commitment. Yes, if it happened in past also that okay, if for example you are leaving one job, you are taking another job, if it is the same knock code and that employer is also qualified for the PNP, you can update the PNP and you can get another letter which you can update to a PR application. But try to avoid that. Whenever you are looking for a PNP, you should make your mind to work with the same employer until the date you receive a PR card, because if one day before or 2 days before, if employer fires you or you laid off or you leave the job, any of the scenarios, you can lose your PR card. Not usually happen, but it can happen, because if you are unemployed or you got leave the job which is supported for your PNP, unfortunately that can lead to a whole PR application withdrawal.
Withdrawal. Oh, that's pretty bad, to be honest.
That's why I'm not so supportive towards the PNP or LMI, because there indirectly you are bonded to an employer, and if someone don't like
If
to work with an
something
employer,
messes up,
it's got very bad, and I have seen those kind of cases.
yeah, that's pretty bad. All right, okay. For all the guys who've joined in right now, guys, if you have any questions, you can just put it up, like in the pin, like you see as a comment. We will go through the comments. We will be asking Vishnu all of these questions, and if you guys are enjoying it, and if you want others to be educated as well, if you want others to get benefited from this video, you can share this link, share the video to them, and we can put it up. We can they can also ask their questions, and we can share our knowledge to them as well. All right, let's begin. Let's go. So we're going to Abhishek. He says, "Hey Vishnu, can you share more about info about the claiming points as a student?" I think there was a recent policy that came in that students who work full time under a CEC under the NOC job is eligible for claiming the experience they had that for their experience, what they did in Canada, they can be counted. Can you just explain more? I think that a lot of people have a lot of concerns and questions regarding that policy.
Okay. So this is a new regulation which came and which says that if you have gained a work experience during your study permit, so keep in mind the experience start and end need to be between the study permit time only. It cannot be after your study permit, like work permit application. So for example, if a student comes in August 2022, completed a course in December 2023. Okay. So a student started working part-time or full-time from August 2022 at the same job. Again, it has to be continuous job. It cannot have a break. So it has to be continuous job. From August 2022 to December 2023, the student has to complete 1,560 hours.
Okay.
I have seen right now only 2 cases with us where the person fulfilled this requirement, because most of the students have either break or the person cannot able to complete this 1,560 hours during the study permit, because again, most of the students comes here for 2-year program that is back to back. So within 16 months, if someone working for part-time or someone is unemployed for more than 4 to 6 months, unfortunately, you will not complete your 1,560 hours. Even though if someone complete the 1,560 hours, when we are logging their proper information to the express entry, it's still not giving the points. I have seen that. We have already raised a concern with the CIC to get the issue rectified, but still we are waiting to see that when that points get added, because as soon as we select a point where it say, are you studying while you're working, as soon as we tick on that, we are not able to redeem the points. But hopefully the new updates will be coming in the express entry pool where we will be getting additional point. But there is one more thing which I would like to add is, for example, if someone already have a 3 years FSW experience from back home, and now the person completed 1 year of experience during the study permit, there will be no points change, because now as per the regulation it says that the experience will be counted, the study permit work experience will be only counted towards FSW. And in the express entry, the maximum period of the point is 3 years. So if someone already touched the 3 year, unfortunately there is no extra point under FSW. So again, there are some hidden truth behind these policies,
There's a lot
which
of
is
factors in that that's involved.
so it's not that common. We have seen right now 2 clients with us who are already fulfilling this requirement, and we are in constant touch with CIC to get a proper information on this policy and get the points added to a profile. In upcoming video, definitely we will make more clear that how to claim those points.
Okay, all right. And I think along with the study permit itself was the latest policy that came in was for the caregivers. And a lot of people have been calling us, have been asking us, hey, I've done work, I've studied a PSW course, or I've done courses, or have experience back home as a caregiver, as a nurse, and they have a lot of questions about this new policy that was implemented. Can you share a couple of information about the new policy about the caregiver?
Yes, so we will be doing a separate video on that because it's a huge topic. But just keep in mind as a summary, that is only possible if it's the LMI, the caregiver policy right now is basically like a LMI. You need to have a private employer, a family, or a caregiver like a home care or somewhere where they are hiring you on a closed work permit. And it's like a LMI process that you are gonna be working in the same profession for next 2 years. There is only limited number of applications is released every year because the Caregiver Pilot Program is there from a long time. Every year or every couple of years, they make some changes to that. In that particular program, this year the change is that now if you apply under this, you will directly get a PR, but keep in mind, you still need to work for that same employer, which is basically like a closed work permit guess. But last year, we had a client who went through a same caregiver pilot program. The person get a open work permit. So it was not a closed work permit, it was an open work permit. That particular individual came to work as a caregiver for a family. But when she landed on the airport, she got an open work permit along with a spousal open work permit dependent for the whole family. The only condition was 2 years she need to work within the same knock code, same caregiver setting. And after 2 years, she need to submit all the documents to get the PR. Now this year, it says that a person will directly get a PR. I believe there would be a condition which would be saying that you have to work in the same knock code or in a specific field.
Okay.
But we will be doing more detailed video on this because I'm writing down all the questions and concerns which will be answered in upcoming follow videos.
All right. All right. This is I don't know if it's like a funny question, but I'm just asking out of curiosity. Someone like me, they did like an IT job or something. Like we did civil engineering or something to do with car auto mechanic or something. Can they apply for this caregiver program?
No.
Okay.
Now the most important thing is a family or an employer to hire you as a caregiver. You need to have certain background.
Okay.
A person who did IT, I always get these kind of queries whenever I open my morning email. There might be there would be 50 to 60 emails would be junk like this where the people are asking for that, okay, how much we charge for the LMI, do you provide the employment assistance, I studied IT, my brother is a PR or citizen, can I come there for the caregiver? But again, guys, think about it. Your application is getting processed by a CIC officer who also need to make sure that the intention is clear that you're coming here and giving caregiving to a young individual or an elderly client. So if an IT person who never had a background of a healthcare is saying that I'm going to come as a caregiver for a particular family, you can understand as just with a common sense that how shady that application would be and how easy that get refused. Now, on a contrast, people make fake documents.
Okay.
Keep in mind, even your agent, your consultant, anyone is telling you to create a fake document like you never worked, but again, you're putting those application in. You need to be careful because you might be one of the application for that particular firm or particular agency, but this is your life. If it get refused, it get misrepresented, the first person who will be taking not taking the responsibility would be the agency which recommended you. Kindly don't do that. Only put a genuine experience if you have. If not, look for other pathways. And once again, if a person is IT like you, he's an IT professional, always there are ways where you can able to put your skills and you can able to get a PR. You just need a right guidance. It doesn't mean that all the pathways are closed now, you have to switch your field.
Everything to caregiver. Because I think when this caregiver policy was issued or was published, a lot of people were trying to make a switch from the studies that they were doing. Like I think there was a couple of people who were doing project management, one of the most famous courses in Canada. People were switching from project management all the way to PSW. Like people make big switches, right? And even people working, they were starting to look for PSW jobs so they can transition into the caregiver. So what do you have? One, like if you have to say one thing or one piece of advice for them is
Don't switch the field like that without having a proper understanding and without having a proper background of what you want to do in future. So for example, a person who may get nauseated when the person see the blood, that's the reason why the person never took a medical. The person go with the engineering and now came to Canada and seeing that okay, this is the easy thing, okay, let's do PSW. The first day the person go for a job, take this in writing, the person will be unconscious on the side. Being a nurse, I can tell you one thing, it's not an easy task where you say that okay, I can work as a PSW, I can work in a healthcare field, I can do anything. Yes, but think about the risk and the legalities of it. Being a nurse, let me tell you, Canada is not like India. You are responsible for each and everything. A small complaint can even go to a criminal kind of state where you will be charged with that and
even sued huge amount.
I have seen those cases. So personally, please, if you are interested to work in healthcare, definitely go with the PSW because again, at least when you complete the course, it's easy to get a job. You can go through a NOC specific express entry draw, human capital priority stream for the healthcare. You can go through express entry. You can look into the caregiver kind of thing, but please only do this kind of courses if you are really interested to work in those sector. Otherwise, it would be like a project management where you're spending thousands of dollars for nothing. Because trust me, MBA in India is similar to project management in Canada. There will be very less percentage of people working in their own profession after doing this kind of course. If you are coming to Canada or you are switching your program, second program, try to go with a skilled agriculture, something related to medical, transportation, and those sectors where you can practically implement those to find a job rather than doing a business kind of course.
Okay, all right. Okay, that was about caregivers, and I think there was one. I was just reading through the comments, and I think I saw there was one comment that was pretty close to it. So about DSW, yeah. So DSW, PSW, can those people like? I think there's we have someone called the dance crew. I think yeah. So they as the same thing like as working as a DSW can they apply for the caregiver program?
So AD dance crew, nice name. Okay, so now when we are looking into the caregiver pilot program, so one thing which you have to do, it's open and it's already closed. That's one of the drawbacks.
Okay.
Now every year it comes, so it's not just one thing which just came and now it's gonna be last for longer. There will be always a limited spot which will be coming. You can apply for it. You can only apply for it not just based upon your education. You need to have an employer who can support you. So once again, I have seen many of the clients are approaching us saying that okay, like I studied this, okay, I have 2 years of experience in BSW or caregiver, can I apply for this? No. You need to have an employer who can support it so that your application package will be ready and it can be submitted. So again, it's an employer driven program where employer need, like mostly it's a private where the families or a community is hiring a caregiver to take care of their elderly or a child. And then you need to work with them, and during the process you will get a PR, but keep in mind there will be a condition. Not many people understand what are the conditions and what are the loopholes which is hidden behind, because immigration is becoming a business where most of the immigration firm will only tell you okay how they can sign you up and how they can get the process which you are looking for.
Okay.
Very less immigration firm will educate you about the positive and negatives and the long course that okay what are the conditions you have to follow even after the PR. So for example, I have seen recently one of the case came to us from BC where a young kid after a degree he moved to BC in search of a rural immigration pilot program. The agency took him there, and after 3 months of search they provided him a rural immigration pilot program, one of the employer, but that employer shut down his business after 6 months. And this poor kid only studied for 1 year, so he have only 1 year of work permit. In that, he already lost around 8 to 9 months. And now he approached us saying that, okay, do we have an employer? And again, we don't provide employment, paid employments. Trust me, I don't support paid employments. Yes, we do have an employer who are Canadians. You go work with them. Your performance is good. The employer can do anything for you. And this is very common in Canada. If you work hard for your employer, even your employer can able to support you for the PR. But the point is how you asking them. So there is a way that you don't say that, okay, I need this title, this knock code, this document, I need this much wage. Try to identify the comfort zone of your employer, and with a proper understanding that what kind of request you have to make to get qualified into one of the PR process, you can just make that easy. And there we plays the role that we educate our client that based upon your profile, what all things you can ask from your employer in what all ways. So for example, someone working as a DSW, for example, after the DSW course, as I see a lot of comments are coming from DSW. So someone studied a DSW, now you are working as a PSW. But usually the PSW can go under either tier 3 or tier 4. You need to look into the NOC responsibilities and duties. If your duties match with tier 3, that is 33102, then you are qualified under the NOC specific human capital and express entry. But at the same time, if doesn't match with the tier 3, then you are going with 44101, where it would be qualified for the in-demand stream, where you just need a 9 months of experience and you can able to apply for a PNP stream. So there are different ways where we can able to assist you looking into your profile. Hopefully, we will put more videos on it, how to look into the different eligibility criteria and identify which stream is good for you. But let's move towards the next question. And please, in between, if you have any of your friends, family member who you think will be seeing this video and that will be helpful for them, share with that. We always welcome a lot of people to our CAN family, and hopefully this video will be helpful for not for you but also for your friends and family.
All right. Okay, one more question, Vishnu. I have one question. I think a lot of I can see right now in Canada there's a lot of nurses, doctors, very common to the caregiver PSW programs, doctors who are working in warehouses as as a laborer and all those kind of things. Do you think is there like a program or something that they can implement or they can look into which can help them to get a PR, or which can help them get better points for PR or something like that?
Always. So now, let me break the whole immigration. So in Canada, there are totally 5 different ways to get the PR. Express entry, PNP, through LMI, through community program like Rural Immigration Pilot Program, Regional Immigration Pilot Program, and AIP. So now, even if you are working in healthcare, you have these 5 options, and under this 5 options, there are sub-points. So where are like in express entry, there is FSW, CEC, NOC specific, PNPs, French. Same like in PNPs, there are skilled, semi-skilled, human capital. There are different streams.
Okay.
So based upon your profile, that which NOC code you are following, what is your background, what is your CRS point, what is your IELTS, which city you have studied, which kind of employer is you are getting supported, and depending upon your profile, there is always as of now, any consultation anyone do with me, I'm very proud to say I always get them around 6 to 9 options, that the options which they will able to utilize to get their PR.
Yeah.
So I find an option based upon your profile, which I get in front of me. I evaluate that. It's not just a general comment that, okay, no, you need to change the province, or you need to move you need to spend money for the LMI. There is always there is a lot of options based upon your profile. Like today, there is one couple came who thought that they have to spend around 24 to 25,000 Canadian dollars for LMI. They were about to spend that for one of the agencies again in British Columbia. But after talking to me, they got 9 options. They were so happy to hear that, because that couple, the primary applicants' work permits were about to finish in February. They were having less than 6 to 8 months. That was a concern for them. But after the consultation, they were so relaxed. And that's something motivates me, that it's easy, but they were never known about it. And that's why they were about to take that big step of changing the province and spending that much of money. So guys, there is always an option, just you have to tap right.
All right. Okay. All right. Perfect. let's go to the next question. So, can you share what all documents do we need from the employer when we apply for a PNP?
Okay, so now it depends upon which sort of PNP again. So, is it from Ontario or some?
I think Ontario.
Okay.
Yes.
So if you're looking in Ontario, most of the PNP only need employer job offer form. So you can just Google it, employer job offer form, Ontario. You can able to find a form which need employer information. If you have a doubts or concern, you can call our office. We also have a simple version of that form. Usually our clients fill that simple version of the form. We fill the actual form, which makes the employer more comfortable. But in other case, if you are doing the PR by yourself, again, it's well, you can also do it. Just get that form filled because that's the only document which is required. Keep in mind, if it is the first time any employer is doing a PNP, the OINP can, like Ontario PNP office, can ask for an extra supplement document, or they may ask for to prove 3 or 5 Canadian citizen or PR working for them, because some of the agencies may be first time getting registered with the PNP. So there can be extra document which can be requested by the PNP, but 90 to 99% of the cases, if you're putting the application, you only need a OINP form filled properly, and you have to fulfill all the requirement as per the stream which you are looking into.
All right. Okay. I think one of the questions we have is how can I connect with Vishnu?
I really wanted to connect with everyone. So this particular live was a result of thousands of requests, which really my team is receiving from last months, I would say, like couple of months now. And all the initiation, all this encouragement, and this happened just because of Abin, that he put this idea to go online. So we will be trying to put more online session where we will be coming and we will be answering your doubts. But if you want to talk to me, definitely you have to reach our office. I don't book an appointments. Fortunately, touch wood, our appointments are getting booked for next month. So I understand there are people who don't want to spend for the emergency appointment, because our emergency appointment goes at late night. My appointment usually get finished around 6 o'clock. And after that, we do have our own clients where we have to answer their calls. We have to put their application in. So emergency is one of the things where you can get spontaneously touch with me. But if not, then you have to book an appointment where it can go for 1 month wait. But trust me, if you're booking an appointment, I can assure you one thing, that that consultation will definitely enlighten you and educate you about the steps by which you can get a PR. I will never, ever gonna be pushing you for the sign up, because once again, I just came like you guys. I don't know whether you guys know my background or not. I'm from healthcare. I'm a registered nurse. I worked in cardiac sector. I worked in St. Mary's Hospital. I worked in a long-term care center. I come from a middle-class family. Where I reach here, that is because of you guys. You guys are the one who made Can Immigration, and you all who are right now seeing this video and supporting us are the reason of the Can Immigration. So once again, we will try to do more events where eventually, if the team approves, we will be doing a seminar or webinar kind of thing. There we will definitely meet. But other than that, we have an in-person appointment, we have a video consultations, we have a telephonic consultation, where always I will be there to help you, guide you, and make you feel that how easy can be a PR process.
Okay. All right. And first of all, for all those who are watching us for the first time, we are Can Immigration Services. We are located at Kitchener. This is our immigration consultant. His name is Vishnu Puthillath. And for those who are looking for assistance regarding your PR, you want to tell them what you do for a living? All right, let's do it. Hey, Vishnu, what do you do for a living?
I'm a registered nurse. I'm an immigration consultant. I'm licensed immigration consultant. I do what I like. So trust me, the only thing which I like is to see happiness in everyone's face. And by consultation, by helping, by going and meeting people, that gives me an happiness. And that's something makes me what I am. But Can Immigration works for those immigrants and those international students specifically who really wanted to get their PR, who are a lot on stress after the consultation, taking the service. They feel that how relaxed they are. That's something I do and my team do proudly.
I can completely agree on that, because I'm also I think I'm also a client, because I came in through Can as a through my study permit, on the work permit. These guys are the people. So if you're looking for trusted people, Ta-da! All right, so let's head out. So, okay. All right. A lot of people want to know what are the different type of PMC. Can you explain something about Nova Scotia PNP programs?
Okay, so in Nova Scotia PNP program, there are about 6 different streams are there. The most common one is International Express Entry PNP stream, which is specifically for those students who studied there and have a 1 year of experience from there. It's very similar to like a human capital priority stream where you studied and you work in Ontario, then you can able to get into if you are in a particular stream. Second is skilled worker, semi-skilled worker, in demand, priority sector, like other streams are there. But always, if you're looking for a PNP, okay, write down these 5 questions what you need to ask yourself, or if you are moving, then again you can just keep checklist that do you know about this 5 questions what I'm gonna say. First question, which PNP you are looking in. So again, yes, you are looking for Nova Scotia PNP, but under that PNP, which PNP you are looking into, or your consultant told you, or your friend told you. Ask about that. Second thing, look into what is the eligibility of the PNP. So now, every PNP has its own eligibility criteria where you may qualify, you may not qualify. So for example, if you study in Ontario, unfortunately, you directly disqualify from Express Entry PNP stream from the Nova Scotia. Third one, what is the PNP cutoff is going on. So most of the PNPs do have a cutoff points. So you need to identify, okay, what is the score where you are sitting on. Fourth one, do you have an employer? So again, yes, you know about the PNP that, okay, you are going through a skilled worker PNP in Nova Scotia. You know the eligibility, you fulfill that because you are working there. You know that, okay, you're sitting around 70 points right now, but do you have an employer to fill the employer form? And the fifth and most important is compare that particular stream draw in last 1 year. Because for example, if we are looking into Ontario, last year the draw never came down below 80, I believe. This year it was 72 as of now for the international student job offer stream. So if someone is looking for an international student job offer stream and the person's cutoff is somewhere around 68, I would say it's a red signal. You should not be, yeah, you can keep international student job offer stream as a plan B or C, but never keep it as a plan A because your CR, like your PNP points are very low. So once again, Ontario did last year around 4 times draw, 1 general and 3 NOC specific. So general one is for most common. The NOC specific is for IT, healthcare and finance. This year, 2 draws, 72 is the least one at this point, but yeah, there might be a different draws will be coming. But if you know answer of this 5 questions which I just told you, I would say you guys will be safe and you can get a PR through PNP in a very easy way and a calm way. But keep in mind, you should love your job to go with the PNP because it's a long-term commitment.
Okay. I've seen a lot of people come to me and be like, "Hey, bro, I want to move for PNP. I want to choose PNP as my option for like immigration or option, like right." And one question I asked them is, "What PNP are you looking for?" Even if it's Ontario, I know there's like a lot of like still like international job offer stream. There's like almost so many PNPs, right? If you had to tell the people, and if they had to ask the employer, like because most of the employers are willing to support them, but they have zero knowledge about PNPs and what kind of PNP should they be looking into. What's one thing that you want to tell, like what should they be looking into?
So first thing is you need to get educated first. It's not about your employer that, okay, you're just saying that, okay, just asking them that, can you support me for PR? It's asking like, will you marry with me? No, you will say no for sure. So you need to ask specific question to an employer that, okay, so first you need to understand which, like I said, this 5 questions which I just told you, you need to understand and get answer to these 5 questions. You can get it from doing your own research. You can ask to your friends. You can even go to your international office of your own college. There are immigration consultants who can able to answer these questions. Or you can also reach some professional, again, not agencies. Go to immigration firm who are licensed, lawyers, who can genuinely put their word and their license when they are giving a consultations to you, because that brings a liability to them. So they will be honest to tell you, okay, what are positive, what are negative. Or you can always reach us, we will able to educate you, because if you understand what are the requirement. Let me give an example. There is one client who recently approached us saying that, okay, their employer is ready to support, but she will only fill the form one time, not doing again and again. So she was asking that, she reached some other consultant. They said that no, this form is required, compulsory, even to create a profile. So there, I just got into and I educated the particular individual that the form does not need to be filled right away. You can create your international student job offer stream or foreign worker in Ontario, or a skilled worker or semi-skilled worker. If you are doing it, you can create a profile in Ontario, and once you receive an expression of interest, then only you need to submit a document where you need to get it signed properly. So why to take a lot of stress initially? If you have time to 2 to 3 months to convince your employer, at least go to the PNP portal and create your profile if your employer is 90% positive. So in that way, if a draw comes, you're not missing that. Because I have seen there are people who come to us and say that, oh, I missed the draw, my employer is convinced to sign the form now. You could have created a form before. You could have created the portal before and signed the form now. So those are the simple tricks which I say always work if you have a supportive employer, but never go on the words. To my clients, I always say that I try to keep everything in the email where I send all the information to the employer and get it approved by the employer before I even sign up. Because once again, I value my time, your time, and your hard-earned money which you are spending on my word. So it's better to get a confirmation from the employer. But again, some employer will say that okay, they will only give the information later on. So then you comes and play the role where you have the trust on your employer. You look into their past that okay, did they supported any other employees or not, and then you come to us. But trust me, when you're approaching us, don't approach us with a notion that we take care of everything. No, I can educate you, I can guide you, but if it is your employer, I do have my limitations. So once again, I will educate you through my consultations, through a follow-up. You get all the information. I even educate you how to create a portal by yourself, applying a documentation, which is way more economic path, but possible. But most important thing, educating yourself. That's a key secret to get a PR.
Okay, so right now let's discuss about the situation. Right, for a lot of people right now, there's a lot of rumors saying that there's no more postgraduate work permit for students, and even for peer, like how it's not how it used to be. Like initially there were work permit extensions for like people and all. So right now, if my work permit is expiring, like in the next coming say 3 to 4 months, what's my next step? What should I do next?
First of all, you should not be waiting this long where your work permit is about to expire. Always planning is important. I always recommend every international student that do 2 to 3 consultations with different immigration firm. Not us with us. I'm saying that go to any immigration firm by the time you complete your course. Before you apply for postgrad open work permit, set a plan. Okay, which plan you will work. So option A, option B, option C, option D. With that proper plan only, move forward with your work permit, because the day you apply for your work permit, your countdown is started. You only have 3 years around time. So you should be, or if you study for 1 year, then it's only 1 year. But if you have a proper understanding of, okay, plan A is this, plan B is this, plan C is this, at least you can fall back. That is the way to get your PR rather than waiting for the last moment. But in case things happens in life, you now only have 3 to 4 months remaining. I always look into if there is any way to get a PR remaining with a 3 to 4 months. But if not, there is always other options, like looking into skilled jobs. So where you just need a 6 months of experience to go into a like a NOC specific express entry draw. Or do not spend, like I never support to spend money on LMI or PNP. Try to go back home. Better to go back home and try to get 6 months of experience from back home, because that can also get you qualified into NOC specific express entry draw. Or convincing your employer for a LMI or PNP if it is possible. But there are ways, it depends, it's a case specific. So like I said, when someone do consultation with us, my motive is to get you the maximum options you can with your profile and not make you to move the province or spend the money. That's how we work technically. And educating you will make it easy, and realizing that how easy can be the PR.
Okay. All right. Perfecto. Okay.
Great kudos to Mohammed Riaz. Thanks, brother. You're always there.
Trust me, guys, blindly. Oh, all right, perfect. Okay, thank you so much. And Thank you to Lakshmi as well. She
Thank you,
said
Lakshmi.
the consultation was pretty relaxing.
Thank you, thank you.
Okay. Can you talk about the master's graduate stream in OINP?
Mazur. So the master stream, so OINP, right?
Mhm.
Ontario, yeah. So in Ontario, if you have came here, you studied masters, then you have 2 years to apply under this stream, where you need to have a full-time employment. So once again, you have a full-time employment, you completed masters, you can able to create your portal under the OINP stream. But one of the drawback which I have seen is limited number of spots. For example, right now, if I'm saying about Windsor, that may be there from that one particular university, there might be one intake will be having more than, I would say, 40,000, 50,000 students may be graduating in masters. But the number of slots for the master stream one draw may be around 4,000, 5,000, maybe 15 sometime, but not that much. So that limited spots make it very difficult to get your probability of getting you in. So always have a plan B. But yes, if you have a master's, you are recently graduated within 2 years, you can able to create a portal, you can able to create your profile where there's a point system where you can able to identify compared to last few draws what was the score coming, and if you are meeting that, good to create a profile because it's not harm, you are not paying anything to creating a profile, do it.
Okay. Do we have to show any bank statements or financial records when we apply for a visitor record?
Oh yes, oh yes. So visitor record, so it's for someone who is already in Canada and wanted to extend. So for them, there is no visitor visa. So there's only visitor record. So the visitor record, you are telling the CIC that, okay, I want to stay more, or from work permit, I need more time to settle my things. So I will be staying here for 6 months. So it's compulsory to show some amount which can prove that you have a financial stability to cover your expenses during that 6 months.
Okay. All right. So is visitor record a good option right now? If suppose my work permit is expiring next month, is applying for a visitor record a good option?
Depends. Once again, it all depends upon your profile, the chances of getting a PR. So I may be one of the person who will be honest to tell that if your CRS point is around 470, 480, don't spend money more in Canada, go back home, gain 1 year of experience. Because now, if you're sitting around 470, 480, being in Canada, just applying for a visitor record, okay, you are applying for that, you spend around 150, $200 behind that, okay, that's done. Then every month you're spending around $1,000 or $2,000 behind the living expenses. So in 6 months time, you already spend around $10,000 to $15,000 easily. Better than that, save that money, go back home, because right now on visitor record, you cannot able to work full time. So what my recommendation would be, go back home, get a 6 months of experience under a not specific percentage draw, or gain 1 year of experience regular one, where you get 26 points added, and by which you can improve your CRS point. And that's one of the good reason to spend time with your family. Trust me guys, I'm a family man, and I always want to tell you guys that you can have money, you can have success. Definitely everyone who is watching this will be successful in one day, but it's very important to spend time with your family, because there you get your memories back. And yes, if you can able to go back home, spend 1 year of time, I know neighbors, people will make a lot of talks, don't listen to that. If you have that 6 months or 1 year of experience, you will be coming back as a PR rather than spending 20, 30, 40, even I have heard 55,000
Just
a
stay here.
student spend in BC, British Columbia, just to get the LMI. So it's a crazy amount. If you have a 55,000, I would say we could have settled back home with much more better way, along with our family. I mean, why we should spend here in a Walmart and working here for some gas station?
Okay. All right. Do you think it's time to wrap up?
Yes, man, it's 9 o'clock. Yeah, I have an appointments now coming up. So definitely it is. I will be taking down all the questions what is remaining,
Yeah.
where we will try to give an answer during our Facebook chat or our Instagram. Please leave your text messages in the Instagram or Facebook. Please start one of the suggestion where people can able to put the question, and I will be able to reply there.
All right, guys. First of all, the moderator, he's just he's just chilling. It's all good. So, anyways, first of all, guys, if you're watching us for the first time, we want to thank you for joining the live. And We also want to tell you the fact that we also have different social medias like Instagram, Facebook. If you're looking for like a well updated platform, you can use our Instagrams or Facebook. We don't have Snapchat, do we? No, but TikTok, anywhere. Like if you want us to reach out to us, you can do. And if you want to book a consultation with Vishnu, where he can look into like your whole basically your profile, your experiences, your education, everything, and guide you with what are the different PR pathways that's possible. He will be able to do that for you. One last question, Vishnu. I think a lot of people ask is why is all your paid consultations paid?
Again, I'm very selective. Trust me, if I make my consultation free, I may like one time last year in February, I believe 12th it was, where we put a free consultation and we had around 26 consultation booked. On that day, I understand one thing that I can have quantity where I'm getting a lot of clients, I can sign up. Okay, maybe I don't need to do even a sign up after that, but that is decreasing the quality of the case because right now our consultation go without any time limit. There are like right now it's 9:15 Eastern time in Ontario, and I still have 4 consultations to go. And again, client wait for that and they understand the importance. They respect the time. They go through the entire process where I take my sweet time, they take their sweet time to get it understand. If I make it cheaper, the consultation fees, I will be flooded with the appointments, and that's again, that's not my motive. I just wanted that in the CAN family there should be very limited number of CAN family members who are respecting each other, who knows that okay, no, okay, we are reaching to CAN immigration for a purpose. It's not just for okay, I just someone told me something, now I am stressed, so just let me just talk to someone. That's not something what I would like to go with. I like to keep a quality over my quantity, and that's why we keep a prepaid so that every consultation when the person is paying, the person is serious about it, that yes, I need to cover this whole thing, and I would be respectful that you paid for that, you book your time. So it's my responsibility to convince you, educate you, and make you explain that how your PR can be done by yourself. I'm not going to be rich by the consultation fees, trust me, and I don't want it to be. I have my family, I have my kids, I have you guys, and I have my team. Like, trust me, my team work day and night. He was working last night till 4 or 5 something, I believe. People do. I like my office is like that. But again, everyone give me company. So once again, we keep an amount prepaid just to respect everyone at this point.
All right. Okay. I think that's pretty much it. And guys, trust me, if you pay $150 or if you pay for the amount of consultation, it is definitely worth it. As a customer, as a client, I can guarantee you because I've had a lot of my friends. I recommended them. They're like, do you have to pay this much? Is it worth it? Guys, if you're going to Walmart, you're just spending $50 just to buy tomatoes and apples. If you can do that and get that done, I'm pretty sure if you can spend that money, it's worth it because it's completely an eye opener. It can give you clarity on what's your next step. You can because I want to share a little bit about Vishnu. Is the reason why is that I was here telling Vishnu that you know what, Vishnu, I was begging him. I was like, bro, which is my next course I need to take, because he was
He
consistent.
only studied for one.
Yeah, I did my first year course. I'm coming to Can just for a follow up. I'm like, hey Vishnu, so can you tell me what's my next course I need to do? Because I don't think I'm confident enough to take a 1 year course and move into my work permit with just 1 year. It's a very risky, bold move. I know if you guys have done it, it's how risky it is. I know for the people who are having 3 years, they are like, it's too short. So think about 1 year. And I did the 1 year move, and he was like, you know what, you don't have to do another course. He looked into my profile, he looked for it, he looked at the experiences, everything, and he was like, you know what are you doing? Why do you want to spend so much money? Just trust us. And I did make a trust move. So I did exactly what he said and did a move. So
Trust me, it's not the case. Okay, it's not about the trust. Let me tell. He came to me on December 16th or 17th saying that he is having a vacation now. He need to take a second year program. He was already had a mood to go with a second year program because again peer pressure. He came to me and said that okay, what's good? He booked the follow up again. I just told him one thing that if he can able to get me a CLB 9 within December, he will be getting a job as well as he will be getting a PR. he got it. So he's the one guy who said, no, I'm financially broke. I cannot able to give my CELPIP IELTS. I said, okay, then be ready to take a next year program. Then he said, no, I want to sign up. I said, no, you cannot sign up because again, I do have a specific eligibility criteria where my clients wanted to sign up, they have to fulfill. So I said to him, okay, either you get me a score before December so that you would be like, I can make a judgment whether you can able to get a PR or not. He gave all sort of excuse. Say that, okay, 1 month, bro, I need time, I'm financially broke and this
That
and
was
that.
not an excuse. That was real stuff.
He did that. Okay, so in 7 days, he booked his CELPIP. Before 29th of December, he came to me with CLB 10. What was your score in India when you applied for academics?
6.5.
Yeah, so he had 6.5 under the pressure because again, he wanted to save his money. He wanted to get his PR faster. He got CLB 10. Now he's sitting around 500 and how much? 536 or 544 something, sir. Because he have a back home education. He have an experience. He came here, 1 year of experience. CLB 10, guys. That's how he's gonna get a PR. And again, it's not me. Okay, trust me, it's not me. It's his efforts where he did the IELTS, he studied well, he's working well, he's doing all the things which he needed. And again, he's spreading the positiveness, which everyone looking for. So again, that's something where we plays a role where we work with you to get your PR. It's not like someone comes and just pay me and say that I need a PR. No, sorry guys, I don't do that.
Thanks. Thanks, guys. Thanks for everything. Thanks for the praise. All right. Anyways.
And once again, Mohammed Riaz, thanks, buddy. Thanks a lot. And there is Lakshmi Chitra. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Mohammed Riaz, Eddie Dan's crew. Thank you. Thank you. And I believe there is some people we still not able to give an answer. But yes, please post those comments in the Instagram or Facebook. We will be opening a chat box so that you can able to put your question there and I will be answering there. Thank you guys. Thank you at late night being with us. It was pleasure to have online with everyone. Trust me, I was not so comfortable before. Now I feel good.
Let's do it. So if you guys want more of these sessions, just let us know. Drop a comment or or let us know what's the best options, if you want for more live sessions or if you want on different any other platforms, you can let us know. We listen to you guys. We want to do what's the best for us and both for you guys as well, right? So anyways, thank you so much and
Thank you.
thank you, Vishnu, for
And
this
thank you
time.
for the CAN team to making this session happen. And now I need to go back to my consultations. Take care. Have a nice day.
All right, have a good night, guys. Thank you so much for joining in. We'll see you. And always one thing, as we always say, you can
With CAN.
yeah. Good night, everybody. Good night.